Hello friends, it is amazing to see every single one of you. I hope you're having a good life. The most dignified thing ever just happened to me. I was about to go live and then I got hair stuck in my mouth. So, really, really great to happen. Always love it when it does. But hello to all of you. It's super excited to be here. I can't wait to say hi to so many of you. There's Adam saying hello. It's Jacklyn from MLH gang. Indeed it is. Who would have thought? Got Blue Moon. Hello, Blue Moon. We were on Discord last night and it was so fun. Rico is here. Ryan is here as well, which is a plot twist and a half, which is really, really exciting. Sup to Neiltron, who got Mistress as well. So many people. Ryan is like, oh, fancy start graphics. That's what all my event budget went. Ryan, they were made in Premiere Pro in like 20 minutes. Like, come on, mate. Got so many people. RRR, DMNJ. Not even gonna try and pronounce that one out loud. Of course, got Cat as well, which makes me very, very happy. But yeah, it's awesome to see each and every one of you. I'm super excited. In case you don't know what this is, we are doing a stream here for MLH INIT. I would normally say, hey, you've still got time to go register, but it is the very last day. But you do have time to go and register. So if you're interested, head over to hackp.ac/init. I would normally have fancy graphics. Right now we don't. So instead, I'm going to give you the most disgusting looking URL scrolling just here. You want to go visit that? I'm not going to make you type it. I want you to go here. So many people. Hey, Dexter and Paradox. You want to go to the link I just put in chat to check in, because as part of Local Hack Day, it's very, very important to check in. Because if you do not check in, you're not going to earn points to your guild. And I know what you're all like. You want to beat MLH gang, and that is totally chill. I'm being asked already what tech stack I'm using. We'll get to that in just a second. Not Local Hack Day, sorry. MLH INIT. Please don't fire me. But let's go and get checked in. Let me show you how to do this. And then we are good to go. So I'm going to go and share my screen so you can see everything that is going on. Let's go and press the button. Let's go and press entire stream. And then it's going to go, here we go, bazinga, there we go. I can never remember which way it's going to appear. And on this, definitely real desktop, we're going to open this. We're going to go to the very easy to remember link I shared in chat. I'm then going to click this rather fancy blue login or register button. If you go click that, it's going to go bazinga. It's going to say you're already logged in. You might not be logged in. If you're not logged in, you will need to, of course, go and log in, believe it or not. And then once you've done that, you should see this register and check in button. You want to click this. It's going to turn green. And when you see this, you are checked in. You are good to go. You are earning points for your guild, which is super, super exciting. We saw the leaderboards earlier and it's super, super close. So I can't wait to see who wins, especially on those activity leaderboards where it really could be anyone at all. Cool. Adam and stuff out of the way. What are we doing today? Well, we're going to be building a Chrome extension. And I thought it'd be interesting if rather than, preparing, a Chrome extension that we're going to build, but I had to go as well as you at learning live how to do it. So I'm going to take you through the process of finding a good tutorial to go and use. We're going to try and follow the tutorial and then we're going to tweak what it comes out of. And, full disclosure, I haven't looked a ton at good tutorials because I want you to see kind of that struggle of like, hey, this seems right, but it's not right. It's outdated. And this is going to be for Chrome, and I've only ever built one Chrome extension. It was actually my first ever hackathon project called Cookie Craver. And what it did, it hooked into your Google account for login, and it was like Cookie Clicker, if you remember that game. That makes me sound old. But it used your internet cookies. And so we're going to try building something very different, but I have built one in my life, so I know a little bit about things. If you do have questions, though, about topics that we're not covering today, this person has absolutely got it, Blue Moon. We have a Discord. There's mentorship tickets in there. You've also got a great community. So go chat with them, and they're going to help. So cool. I've talked about all of that. Let's go and get on with actually going and building something awesome. And a good first step would be to find, not GoGo. They make terrible in-flight airline Wi-Fi. Let's go and search for Chrome extension tutorial. And let's see if we can find a decent tutorial. We've got the official Google documentation. We'll take a look at that. And I'm seeing if there's any other websites I recognize here, because you really do want to be using trusted sources if you're not sure about something. And I do quite like CSS tricks. The problem with CSS tricks is it's pretty high level. And, this is pretty, full on for this. Now, another really cool thing is called Free Code Camp. And I think they probably have a Chrome extension tutorial. Yeah, Rico's already said it. Free Code Camp is awesome because first of all, it's free. But second of all, they have tons of beginner-orientated content. And this one here says how to create and publish Chrome extension in 20 minutes, which is pretty awesome. We're probably not going to publish it today, but we can have a go. So A Chrome extension, you probably already know this. It lets you add functionality into Chrome. So if you've ever used ad block, you know, that adds like functionality because it removes ads. If you've ever used like a VPN within Chrome, you know, that adds functionality. It lets you go and do things. Hey, Bailey, so many people in chat. And, you know, this is awesome because it means you can go and, in theory, use core technologies. Chrome extensions are built using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you know, the entirely normal stuff you're building websites with. But it means you have to go and learn an entirely new language or an entirely new anything to build a Chrome extension because you're building it just as you would build a web page. So many people still in chat saying, hello, you're all a friendly bunch today. It's great to see you all. So we've already kind of built websites. I know how to do this. And this person has gone and used a Chrome Unsplash website. They want to replace it. And so we're going to like try setting things up. And I want you to be able to see live what I'm doing. So I'm going to go onto GitHub and I'm going to make a Git repo. And you don't have to do this live. I'm going to be going pretty fast. So, you know, you might not necessarily be able to follow along. But all of these sessions are recorded and just use this as a way of getting some inspiration here at MLH INIT. So I'm going to make a Git repo so you can see the code that I create during a session. And then that way you can try editing it or doing whatever you want with it. And in this case, I'm going to call it Ryan's Chrome extension. Why are we calling it Ryan's Chrome extension? Well, this is what we call foreboding. And my description is, I made this. Isn't it great? I'm going to make it public so anyone can see it. I am going to initialize it with a README file as well. I don't think we need a get ignore. I don't think there's a Chrome extension one. Yeah, we're probably good. And I'm going to go and license this under something which means you can all use it. So any code in here, you can take it, you can do whatever you want with it, and that is totally chill. If you are following on live, you won't have this image bot thing. That's just for me. It's because I have this as a app I have on the marketplace. So cool. Oh, and the reason we use a README file is that it means it's initialized, and so we'd have to do annoying setup stuff later. So let's go and click create repository. Ryan is already nervous. This is exactly the intention of what I want to see. And so, you know, we got this. I made it. It's great. We then need to be able to go and modify this locally. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go and 2 seconds. I'm just going to go and set things up. What we need to do is we need to go and use a thing called Git. And if you've not used Git before, it's a really, really awesome tool. And what Git does is it lets us go and, you know, sync with our Git repos online. So, you know, we can go and connect to everything locally, make changes, push it up to GitHub. And I don't like using Git through the command line, so I use a tool called GitKraken. If you haven't got GitKraken, you can actually get GitKraken Pro through the GitHub Student Developer Pack. It is totally free, really, really cool. Use it daily. Highly, 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 highly recommend it. And so, let me just kind of reply to people. There's so many people talking at me. Cool. So this is what we're going to be using. You can see here we use this to make our Bootstrap starter kit as well. Use CLI? No, I don't like using CLI. I like using GitKraken. And so let's go and connect to this. And let's go and get started. So we're going to clone this repo. Clone just means download effectively. And what we're going to do is we're going to go paste this in chat. Or paste this in here. This is URL. And this means, or we can even just use this, can't we? It probably makes more sense. Ryan's Chrome extension. I love how it's not even my only repo called Ryan. And if I open this, now anything I change here is going to change on here as well, which is kind of cool. So let me just prove that to you. If I open VS Code real quick, give it like 3 to 5 business years to open. It's not the fastest always. It does take a little bit of time. Mainly because I'm live. I'm on an M1 Mac and it only has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Like, I was like, I wanted 16. And I couldn't get 16 because so fun story, my Mac broke on Christmas Eve, my spare Mac now. I had to get a new one on Boxing Day, so day after Boxing Day, the 27th. And I was like, I literally do not care. I just want a Mac. Like, it'll do. And they didn't have any 16 gigs available, but they did have like this 512 gigabyte like SSD and this, you know, all of that just with 8 gigs RAM. So it is the job. M1 is costly. It is indeed a Mac. VJ says, I've come to a conclusion that Jack and Ryan are best friends, stand to each other, yet control each other at every single possible occasion. I'll let Ryan decide if that's a fair kind of descriptor. But what we're going to do is we're going to add this kind of file, like folder in. Yeah, Cat's cat did indeed spill Pepsi over my old Mac. That did happen. It was very sad. And I do trust myself, which I probably shouldn't. So just going to show you how this all connects. If I go and say, hello, yeet. So I'm going to save this. On here, you can see, hey, one change has happened. And so what I can do is I can say, change some things in my commit message. I can stage them and I can commit them and then I can push, which means upload effectively. Any changes I do here will be visible here. We can see here it says hello yeet. So if you're following along, a wise person did indeed once say hello yeet. So here is the link to the Git repository I am using here right now. Cool. Well, now let's get coding. Let's see what they want. So the first step is to create a manifest file called manifest.json. And this is a JSON file which tells Chrome, its name, description, version number, and so long. And it also says what permissions we're going to require. Oh, so permissions could make things confusing. And now this seems a bit broken, but that's okay. We're going to get through it. I'm broken. My heart's been broken many times by Blahaj and everyone else in life, so it's okay. And in here, we're going to go and say, new file. We're going to say manifest.json. Oh, I first of all can't spell JSON. Also, fun fact, I used to own JSONDerulo.net. And I mean JSON Derulo.net. It was possibly one of my proudest things I've ever owned. So let's go and throw all of this in and then cry when it doesn't work. How did Blahaj break my heart? He made me bring him all the way to Canada rather than like flying himself over. It cost me a lot of money. A lot of money. Edge is indeed Chrome under the hood. Why is this not working? Doobadoo-badoo. It's breaking very early. Why is this red? Doobadoo-badoo. What if I just do this? Am I doing something really, really stupid? Example Chrome manifest.json. Let's have a look at like an example one. Because I think it's a bit broken. Yeah, Jason Derulo is amazing. Jason Derulo. Here we go. Here's like a field summary. Let's take a look at this. Cool. So it looks like they probably updated the manifest version as well since this tutorial was written. So that's something you just need to be a bit aware of. Things might be slightly outdated, but that is fine. So we first of all need the manifest version, which is now free. Our name is going to be not main. We're not going to main Ryan Swift. We're going to name the extension. And the name is going to be Ryan's favorite Chrome extension. You need a Jack singing stream. The fun story, which many of you don't know, is that I actually went to stage school for 12 years. So I'm not the best singer in the world, but I'm also not the worst. Story of my life. Yeah, Jason Derulo is one of my heroes. I went to a summer camp when I was little, and at a summer camp, it was an interesting experience because it was the first time I was blessed to meet Jason Derulo. We'll go and add some of these press practices as well. We'll say the default locale. So we're going to say by default, this is going to be in English. I need to add a description as well. The description is probably going to be Ryan is going to regret asking me to do this stream. You want a singing competition between me and Ryan? This is actually an MLH premium feature. You can upgrade today by getting hired. And then if you successfully do, then we can possibly do that. Let's just take a look at what this action thing is. Chrome Action API controls the toolbar button, so it controls what comes up here. Doobadoo-badoo. By default, these appear. Users can then go and pin it. Not every extension will have things. Oh, note that every extension will have one, even if you don't specify it. It will use a default one. Wow, MLH Karakochi, worst pun ever, but I love it so much. Each of these values is optional. Yeah, empty dictionaries are cool. We'll leave that empty for now. We'll come back to this. But in theory, we now have a Chrome thing that is packaged and will work. So let's now go back to here. And this overrides new tab.html. Interesting. So we can also add a browser action. What's a browser action? Oh, it looks like our tutorial is outdated. Browser action doesn't exist anymore. So this is why you have to be really, really careful, because this tutorial looks great, but it's a little bit outdated. It's from 2018. So let's go and find a different one. What is my Chrome theme called? I actually made it myself. It's just like a little purpley one I made. It fits in my like stream brand colors. Brian does indeed love karaoke, as you can see in chat. But let's take a look at the documentation here. In fact, there's a sample, some sample extensions here. So let's see if there's any of these which look good. It's like a hello world. There's this. There's my bookmarks, cookie clearer. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at this hello world, first of all. And so we've got our background.js, our manifest.json. Well, this is similar to what we've got here. And I believe this background.js is JavaScript that runs in the background all of our Chrome tabs. And so this seems like something that would be useful for us to have. How do you decide on functionality for an extension? I think what is going to annoy Ryan the most. So cool. Let's go and now look at what their background.js. Oh, wow. It's a lot of things. Okay, we'll come back to that in a bit. The hello.html doesn't have a ton on it. So we're going to go and do hello.html. And this is just a basic hello world. I feel absolutely fine copying and pasting this over. It's fine to use tutorial code. Just go and modify it is what I'd say. So we'll call it Ryanland. And we'll say, instead of hello world, we'll say hello Ryan. Much more important. So now we've done that, let's go back and let's go and look at this background.js and see what's going on here. Because I've not seen this before. I'm not quite sure what this is. So this is like an event listener. And it lets us listen for certain things. So while we could have used this. So this gets our hello.html file. And, so this means every time we open the new tab, what it does is it opens our hello.html file. Which personally, I can't see any way in that could be annoying. So I think we should try this as like our sensible kind of very sample. So let's have a go. Are the MLH developers on the channel undergrads? Quite a lot of them are, yeah. Some are undergrad, some are postgrad. The kind of my background is I am currently a senior developer at one of Canada's largest banks. I do stuff with OpenShift, which is like Kubernetes and a bit of Docker, that kind of stuff. So basically getting containerized applications, helping teams kind of build them out as well. Helping teams move over while also like building workshops and stuff out. And I also do quite a bit with the early talent team. So I got my job through something called RBC Amplify, which is for students. And then I kind of went through that and ultimately got hired full time. And now I help Amplify out as well with running workshops and all that kind of stuff. Isn't OpenShift Kubernetes itself? It builds on top of Kubernetes, is kind of the TLDR. So cool. I've got an in theory written a Chrome extension, which will do something. So let's have a go at running this. And I don't know how to install a thing. So let's Google, Chrome, install, developer extension. I don't know how to install an extension that isn't on the Chrome Web Store. So we're going to have a look how to do it from outside the Chrome Web Store. Wonderful. For regular Windows users, it's not possible. I'm not on Windows, I'm on Mac. If you're on Windows, it's apparently a lot easier to install in developer mode. So to do this, you go on Chrome extensions. And then we want to enable developer mode by using this, by the look of it. I'll throw this in chat as well, so if you want to kind of reference it, you're more than welcome to. Hey, I like Windows is fine. Like I switched to Mac because I was like, I needed to. So load this and then choose the directory with your unpacked extension. Cool. So let's have a go. Let's do load unpacked. And then we'll go to documents. No, it's not in documents. It's in repos even. We'll go to Ryan's Chrome extension. We'll hit select. Oh, required value version is invalid. Apparently Yeet is not a valid version. That is disappointing to hear. But it's okay. We're going to get through this. We'll put 1.0. Sometimes things are just not meant to be. But we have, not very far into this stream, managed to build a Chrome extension, which we can now install. Admittedly, a lot of it was copy-paste, but that's okay. Wait, why is this not loading? Local was defined, but local's subtree is missing. What does that mean? Let's have a look. Locales. I have no idea. Let's just try deleting this. Let's see if it fixes things. We are live store coding. Don't have a ton of time to kind of test things. Have you tried any of the Linux distributions? I tried Elementary OS for a while. I quite liked it. I've used Ubuntu before as well. The reason I have a Mac at the moment is quite frankly because I just want it to work and also because I have an iPhone and AirPods. Amazing, friends. Look at this. It says, hello, Ryan. YouTube's not a number is pretty much your life. Yeah. So we've created a Chrome extension. In here, our Chrome extension is now here. It has happened. It is installed into Chrome. And then when you open the new tab, okay, that bit doesn't work. But in theory, when you open the new tab, that would have done something. It didn't, but that's okay. Sometimes not everything works in life. And I say we just accept this, you know? I probably should have actually read what this sample does. To me, it looks like it's supposed to do something on a new tab. Well, we could have let this, it does this. Open a new tab. Oh, I see. It means when it's installed, we will just open hello.html. Gotcha. And so my extension is a pretty simple one. On LinkedIn, you know, we have something one called Ryan Swift existing. So close that. And, you know, this word here, I don't want this word. This word is too much. And I think we want to write some JavaScript to replace the word Ryan with an emoji because it's 2021 and that's what we need in our life. So I don't know how to do that. So let's have a go at Googling how to do that. So Chrome extension, replace value on page. And let's see if there's an easy way of doing it. So find and replace for Google Chrome. Well, no, I don't want to find and replace. I want to try and make one. And there's two things that potentially look useful here. There's this modify content on a web page Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is awesome. If you've not used it, it's basically like Q&A. And there's also this simple text replacement extension on Medium. And Medium's like a blogging site. People sometimes put really useful stuff there. So we'll take a look. Ryan says, I feel like I should update my name on LinkedIn real quick. Nah, that's cheating. That's cheating. So let's have a look. You'd use, okay, there's lots of words on this page. Let's look at the Medium article. Okay, so this person wanted to go and rephrase the world. And this is how they handled it. So they have this content script. And, oh, interesting. Okay. So this content script runs on things. And it's a really simple content script. Okay, so what it does is, I'm not quite sure what this bit is yet. We'll take a look in a second. But the script basically loops through everything and it replaces them with something else. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. If there's a match, it will be replaced with this, and then they'll try and find edge cases. I feel like there's probably a easier way of handling this. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but we'll come back to this. This makes me wonder what it is though, because content scripts is not something I added to my manifest. So let's have a look. Content_scripts. And if we click this, we can take a look at what this means. So content scripts are files that can read the contents of web pages. Amazing. That's what we need. So perfect. You know, just by opening, hello, Carl. How are you doing? Just by opening, you know, this tutorial, it's meant we can go and look at the documentation for what we need. So content scripts let us go and see the contents of a web page and lets us modify them. They use a Chrome API to do so. And here is kind of some very example. They can access all of these and then they can work for isolated words. Oh, so interesting. So content scripts, you know, don't conflict with the page or other extension stuff. And this isolated world is a private execution environment. So any kind of JavaScript variables in this can't be accessed by the website itself, which is awesome. What we want to see. And the extension may run in like this. And so let's go and add stuff in and it will inject like this. Cool. So let's have a go. What is this static declaration? So use this script that should automatically run on a well-known set of pages. Okay, well, we don't necessarily know what pages you want to run on. That's okay. Static declared scripts run under this. Okay. Well, we probably want to run it on every website. We probably want to run it programmatically. And this is a little bit more difficult. Your extension needs permissions. And, ooh, interesting. Let's have a look at how we can do this. So, I guess we want to just include everything. So let's have a go at just allowing it to access the active tab. That's what this active tab permission is, I believe. If this doesn't work, we'll dive in a bit and see if we can understand it a bit better. And we've already got our background.js service worker. This is already a file we've got, which is really awesome. So let's go and close that out. Yeah, what do I mean by injecting scripts? Really good question, VJ. What I mean is when our page is loaded, going and adding some when it's loading, I guess is probably the better way of putting it, adding some JavaScript into the page itself. which is really, really cool. And yeah, it means that you can go and modify the web page when it's loading. And you've got like a really easy example here, which we'll take a look at. So let's go and create our content script. It's going to be content-script.js. And very shortly, I will commit all these changes. Do not worry. And we'll go and add this to our background.js. And so what this is going to do is, on clicked add listener. So I presume that means when you click on something, we can dive into it if it doesn't do this. Run this script. And the script is basically for the current tab, add the contents of content script to the bottom. Yeah, it's kind of like overpowered inspect element. You got it. That's exactly what it is. And a function body can also be done, but, let's have a look at this. So content script, if for now, for content script, I just ask it to do console.log, this is a test. Let's see if this works, right? It might not. But on every page now, in theory, if I'm understanding this right, it will console.log the words, this is a test, which is really, really awesome. Let's see how this goes. So we're going to remove the current extension. Let's go and add the new one, with all of these changes. It's not bugged out. It says, hello, Ryan, which means this file has installed properly, which is really, really good news for all of us. And I'm glad you love this description. And then in console, if we go to any page and we hit refresh, whoops, fingers crossed. Ooh, let's not do it on medium. It has its own problems, by the look of it. Interesting. So we go on Google, it isn't actually injecting anything here, which is not ideal. We would be hoping that it would. So let's investigate what is going on here. Because it's not what I was hoping for. There is a decent chance it's that we can't access the console because it mentioned that it's running in isolation. So let's go and investigate if it's that. There might be a reason it uses this document.body style. Maybe we're debugging incorrectly. So let's have a go at just setting the background color to orange and see how it goes. Excuse me, my Next.js was fine. It was fine. Everything went fine. Nothing went terribly wrong. Ever. I've never had things go that badly wrong. Okay, so let's go and remove this. Let's try just, instead of messing with console, let's mess with the web page itself. Because that might be it. Cool. And if I go on Google and I refresh. Oh, look at this. It says access requested. It didn't have permission. So, that's the thing. We had to give it permission on Chrome extensions. Like when we're debugging, little things like this could behave, I thought it was access. It instead just didn't have permission. So now if I refresh, it's looking like it's doing okay. It says it has full access, but it's still not changing color. Interesting. If I console.log now, is this going to work? We'll remove it and add it again. Because right now it's not quite behaving how I was hoping it would, right? So select this. Let's go and throw it on. Cool. I suspect if I look now, it needs access. So let's give it access. Let's refresh the page. We're still not having luck. We'll have to investigate. That's okay, though. Sometimes things go a bit wrong. And same doubt. What if there is malicious code? Really, really good question. Then the code will run, which is why it's really important to only ever install extensions from websites you trust. I'm not quite sure why this isn't working. So we got this permissions for active tab, which I believe we have granted. We'll just check our manifest.json. Background, service worker, but yep, that's good. Permissions active tab. Yep. Interestingly, permissions does come before background. I don't think that will make a difference, but for the sake of my sanity, I am just going to go and put it there anyway. Just in case. I don't think it should have a problem, but it's always good to kind of get rid of things, if something's being done differently in documentation, it's good to just kind of, follow their kind of guide and make sure you're not going to do something silly. Oh, whoops. That indentation's wrong. This is why all extensions should be open source. Well, the vast majority are. As far as I know, anything on Chrome Web Store, you can dive straight into the code for. There's nothing stopping you at all doing that, which is really, really cool. So content scripts, inject this, or you can do this. Am I being dumb? I think I'm being dumb. I am being dumb. Let's have a look at background.js real quick. Doobie-doobie-doo. How am I injecting? Let's get rid of this first of all. Just in case this is going to be causing problems. Because we don't know it installs fine. We can trust that. And there's these two different ways. So we can inject this function. Ooh, interesting. So we don't have to go and access another file. Well, having everything in one file sounds quite nice, doesn't it? So let's try this injected function mechanism. Does the same kind of thing, but it just goes and injects a function that goes and turns the web page's background orange. So let's go and remove this. Let's go and repackage it all over again. So load unpacked, select. We'll then need to go back onto Google. And we'll need to go and give it permission to access the web page. And then what I'm going to look for, I'm going to just inspect element. I'm going to see if I can see anything weird going on. If I command F for orange, is anything being injected? That's what I'm curious about. 0. There is no oranges. Yeah, this is really what I'm going through right now. I am unsure why this is not being injected. It's interesting that it's not though. So be aware that this is a copy. That's fine. I'm suspecting it's just not being loaded on the right web page, is my guess. Which is strange because it feels like it should be. So let's have a look. Let's just Google Chrome extension, inject content into all web pages. And let's see if there's something useful here to help us. So yeah, this is 2013. That's probably a bit late. But let's see if we can find one a bit early, sorry. Bare minimum Chrome extension to inject a JavaScript file into the given page when you click on the browser button. I don't really want it to happen when you click on the button though. I want it to happen automatically. How to inject using this. This could be useful. Maybe I should restart Chrome. I in theory shouldn't have to, and I would rather not because I have useful tabs open. I've never needed to restart before. Okay, that is not a very nice example. Super user. That's very useful. Googling is like the biggest part of a challenge. Sometimes, just trying to find, all of this is the hardest part. So this manifest.json, interesting. Okay. The way they've done it is it injects specifically into a web page. So let's take a step back. And in our debugging, let's go. Yeah, always look at the date before you use them. Let's have a go at just injecting into a single web page rather than into every single one. I think that would be a good idea. And so let's get rid of this service worker, which just runs code in the background. You probably just don't need that for this. And let's add this content script. So we're just going to add this content.js, and we're going to run it on matches for linkedin.com/anything so that we can go and inject it on Ryan's LinkedIn page. Because then, it's not as ideal, but it means that we could at least follow the same kind of flow. So in our content.js, they are going and modifying a web page. What I think we can do is we can say document.getElementById. And then let's go on the LinkedIn website. Let's find an element which is on every single LinkedIn page. So a good example for that would be ID equals. Let's find something with an ID, which is super easy to access. I'm going to hope IDs on LinkedIn are static. Just check. Probably are. If I go to my profile, does this have an ID? This kind of thing? H1 class equals this. This doesn't have an ID. Surely there's something with an ID which we can hook onto for testing. Wow, LinkedIn does not use IDs. That is wonderful. I love my life. That's fine. What we can do is we can get JavaScript prepend to body. Let's see if there's a way of sticking it at the top of body. Yeah, I don't believe it will because Chrome has some pretty heavy filtering rules, so I wouldn't want to risk it. For now, let's just try console.log actually. Let's see how that behaves, and then we can have a go afterwards. So, doobie-doobie-doo. I see Ryan's face, and I'm ready to troll. So in theory, this will all run on every LinkedIn page now. We changed our manifest. Of course, manifest.json doesn't have comments, so we're going to yeet it entirely for now. And why not try the IKEA site these IDs? Because Ryan's not sold on IKEA's website. I'm sorry to break it to you. This was news to me as well. I feel like I need someone like Melody, who's an absolute expert in all of this kind of stuff. Cool. Let's go refresh. Let's go refresh LinkedIn after I go and inspect. It's probably going to need me to give it permission as well. I'm surprised no permissions pop up. Oh. Interesting. This can read and write data only when you click the extension. Huh. That's not ideal. That's not what we want. Okay, let's debug. So manifest.json, allow modification of page, Chrome. At least, like, it's good to kind of know that we've found the issue, right? So also that's probably not a very good Google. Let's find a better Google thing we can search for. If we go on this, the issue is this can read and change site data. This can read and change site data. And then we can say that we can't select all sites. Let's see why we can't. The problem with like stuff like this is it means I'm going to go and find not very useful things. I'm going to just find like things from like user perspectives. And I don't want that. I want to go and I want to get it from like a more general perspective. So apparently I might need to go and change my Chrome settings. Interesting. So let's go and change the permissions on this. It can access LinkedIn, so that's good. It is detecting it can access LinkedIn. Which, interesting. I'm not seeing this option here, which, I mean, this has changed since, but allow it to change on all sites. So I wonder if that's what's wrong. So let me, like, before I go and accept that prompt, let's go and remove it. Let's go load unpacked, and then let's go straight in and see what happens. So this can access it. It's so weird. It doesn't need me to actually approve it, which is what I'm very, very confused at. Feature says, I love how these streams go through the debugging process. Some tutorials are so sterile and error-free. You get the feeling that you're not learning anything. Yeah, totally agree. Like, this is why I like kind of these workshops. We need to like add this prompt in. So let's say Chrome access all sites extension permission. And let's see what kind of we need here. I need like a developer perspective. That's the problem. So if I put a developer on the end, let's see if that gets me anything useful. You need to declare permissions. And there's Chrome permissions here. There's tons of different ones. We can go and require permissions. Interesting. And is that what permissions is? Is there a difference between required permissions and permissions? Let's have a look. Huh. I wonder if our manifest.json is wrong. So look, Chrome manifest.json. It's probably the problem because they've probably changed how you declare permissions. Actually, no, it looks like it's probably right. So my permissions I want to declare are... Ooh, what's this? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like you can go and throw a URL in permissions. I don't want to request optional. I want it to request everything. The check-in link is in Discord. I can grab it in a second. I'm just trying to kind of debug this real quick because I'm very, very confused at what's going on. Very, very strange. Can't set these as optional. Go and set a debugger. You can go use DevTools. You can go use... Okay, we don't want to like use any of these. Where can I find like a list of permissions? Here we go. So these are permissions. I want to be able to access active tab. An active tab gives the extension temporary access to the active tab when and here's our problem. Debugging complete. Okay? The active tab only gives permission when the user invokes it by clicking on it in the browser. And that means forever, you know, it keeps it while it's loaded until you leave. But it's only the current like tab once you click the button. So there we go. There's the problem. Okay. So we now know what the problem is. Let's see if we can go and see what we actually need here. So there we go. Like at least we now know what it is. So I suspect we're going to need a different type of, yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's have a look. Chrome access tab contents without click. That's what we're needing. Because this active tab permission is what we're looking at. We don't want this. Where is this on here? I love it when it's not on the file tree at the side. That's really, really annoying. Bazinga. Get the current tab. Mute the specified tab. Okay, so this lets us modify the kind of tabs order, which is not great. That's useful, but I want to go and access the contents. Chrome extension get DOM content. Interesting. This is active a year and a month ago, so which is good. So content scripts. This is the only component. We know this. Background. We might need this. And here is something really useful. Okay, this looks great. Oh my God. So we've now found something which lets us run in background. And the scripts they use is this, like this background.js we saw up here. But they want to run it on click. I don't want to run it on click. I want to run it without click. Active tab, but run without action. Capture Chrome tag without browser action. Only this. So this is enabled by... Oh, interesting. Hang on. Interesting. So anytime the user clicks. Let's have a look at their sample extension. Because they have one called PageRunner. And we could go and try and learn from them. Yeah, indeed. Major League Sharking, indeed. Let's look at their PageRunner example. And their PageRunner example is probably going to be kind of what we need. I'm just going to go... Oh, you can't download Git repos, can't you? Like that. Let's go and download the zip. Let's open this zip. Let's install their PageRunner. And if this runs, it means we know they have some code that works. And so we can go and investigate what I'm doing wrong. Apparently these samples for manifest 3 are still being prepared. So if I open this, what we are going to go and check, and this is going to be super small, I'm sorry, it's just Mac OS view, is this is using the newest version of manifest.json. So let's have a look. It's using manifest version 3. Amazing. That means this is new enough for us to use. So we want to go and install this PageRunner.js. So let's have a go at doing that. We're going to load Impact. We're going to go into my downloads folder. What was it called again? What did we just download? Chrome downloads. It is called Chrome extensions sample main. That's what the folder is called. So we're going to go into downloads. Chrome extensions sample main, examples, PageRunner. So this should work, okay? This is their example code. If this doesn't work, my mind is going to be bamboozled. So let's hope my mind doesn't get bamboozled, you know? That wouldn't be fun. But it runs when you click the icon. I guess we're going to have to run it on icon click. That's okay, though. You know, sometimes it'd be like that. So PageRunner, and then you click and it changes it. Okay. So... we have some code that does work. I hate how it only works when you click on it. And it's that's so dumb, but whatever. I guess we'll go with it. I don't like it, but I guess in the past you could dynamically manipulate without having to click it. Now it looks like they've gone and changed it so you can't, which is incredibly annoying. But the good side is it means we now have some code we can go and take a look at that does work. So let's look at their code. On their code, and it's totally fine to go and use other people for inspiration. I do trust the authors. And this is their function. So this is very similar to the type of code we saw earlier. Creates a listener. When you click it, it executes this script. And so let's go and add it to our own Chrome extension. And they, interestingly, are not using a content.js. They're just using it all in background. So let's go and throw this in. And let's just, for now, keep their exact same code. So we can validate that indeed, our code isn't entirely broken, What we are also going to need to go and change is our manifest to go and kind of emulate what they've done so that you can go and access every website because this PageRunner works everywhere, which is kind of cool. And I want to be able to get rid of Ryan's name everywhere. So they have their service worker, which is the same as what we had earlier, but then we got rid of because it wasn't working. Let's go throw this in. You got this action, you got permissions. So this is what we did wrong. We forgot to go and, for scripting, we forgot to go and say when you're scripting permissions. That's how we screwed up. And we just learned. How did I remove comments? When did I remove comments there, VJ? I honestly, I actually don't use that many hotkeys compared to many people. I use Control C, Control V, and that's kind of it. Load and packed. Let's see if it works. Not PageRedder. I want my beautiful, or is it? Ryan's Chrome extension. There we go. And let's go to MLH.io for everything that you need to know. Let's go and run this. Bazinga! It's red! Beautiful. I don't remember doing that. Hang on, let me have a look. Oh. I literally just clicked and dragged, I think. Yeah, I selected the entire line and then just pressed delete. I didn't do anything particularly fancy. Oh no, I just messed it up. Whoops, I went back too far, friends. It's gone too far. As soon as I see scripting in there, I know we're back at the right point. Ah! This is when things really have gone too far. Okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, bazinga, bazinga. Wow, I feel incredibly called out. Yes, this is a Jack Scream starter kit. You're so right. Cool. So, we now can go and modify Ryan's LinkedIn page. So if we go onto linkedin.com, we go to Ryan's page, you know, we can already start vandalizing it. So we can click this button. It doesn't work because LinkedIn do weird things, but if it did work, it would turn the web page red. Wait, have I just broken it? No! Don't break on me. That's not how this is supposed to work. Wow, okay, hang on. Let me just uninstall and reinstall. I love it when, like, streams go well, don't you? Like, I love it when just everything's fine. Nothing goes wrong. Everything, you know, loads in properly. Cool. So it should work on this. What do you mean you're not turning red? Wow. Wow. Pride Month really is over, isn't it? Okay. That's okay. We're just going to cry inside slowly. I'm not sure why that's not working. For the sake of validating my sanity, I am just going to try the PageRedder extension on the same website. Because currently I want to cry. But that's okay. Sometimes the world does just hate you. And when that happens, you need to look at the world. You need to tell the world that, no, actually, you're wrong. I can do this. It has broken. How has it broken? Okay, so it just doesn't work on LinkedIn, by the look of it. It does work on this Chrome thing, but mine doesn't. Oh, mine does. Why does it work with PageRedder installed? That feels wrong. Okay, it's now working. It's now working. So if I go on, like, say, blahaj.lol or blahajgang.lol, I suspect it won't work here because it has a background image. Okay. And LinkedIn, I think, probably has a gradient, which will be breaking it. So let's go and find out. And I wish I could, like, test this without having to go and reload it in every time. I probably can, but I don't really have time to kind of debug that. But what I'm going to try and do is, we know it works. Does it work on google.com? Let's look. Yes. We know it works here. So let's try and add in a console.log as well, just to see if we do indeed have console access. Because if it does, it means we can just validate it is indeed running on LinkedIn and nothing weird is happening. You know, we want to, like, isolate and get rid of problems before they happen. Otherwise, you end up with me. And so, like, you know, that's how we kind of handle a situation. So you can say Ryan's Chrome extension. We go back onto Google. We're going to go and give it permission. Cool, it's going to work. And why didn't it console.log? Awesome. We now know it can't console.log. Except for the fact I edited the wrong file. Friends, it's been a day. It's been a day. You know, sometimes you accidentally add everyone the entirety on the MLH server. It's not good already. Sometimes, you know, the world just burns around you, and sometimes your Chrome extensions, which you're developing live on twitch.tv/MLH, just don't work. I appreciate this is incredibly, incredibly relatable content for all of you, because you all live stream regularly on twitch.tv/MLH. But let me assure you, this is a difficult and trying time. But we did just go and get something logging into the console, which is amazing for everyone thinking I'm being called out right now. If you just, like, try it on my website, we can go at the end. I broke it, friends. Hello. Hello. It's okay. The world is okay. I have a magic mouse, and if your magic mouse goes near StreamYard, you break StreamYard. Because StreamYard does not confirm you indeed would like to go and definitely leave a page, which is currently leaving the live stream if you press the back button. And I don't know if you've ever used a magic mouse before, friends, but a magic mouse makes life very easy to accidentally hit back. Let's put it that way, which is not what we want in our life. Magic mouses are great. It's this one, you know? We love it, except when I do that and mess up. So we've got our random page function. Okay, next we need to do is JavaScript, find and replace all instances in page. And in fact, actually, let's take it one step earlier. Let's for now replace the contents of all H1 tags. So JavaScript, replace contents of all H1 tags. I know you can't see my screen. Now you can. Bazinga. And let's have a look at this. So get elements. Okay, so let's get all the elements that are JavaScript, or that are H1s. So let's say document.get elements by tag name. And I want to get all with the tag name of H1. And we won't just get the first one yet. We'll say probably want H1 equals. So this is going to contain all our H1s. Can we use it on non-Macs? You should. I don't know actually. I don't think you can use Magic Mice on non-Mac. Someone please correct me if I'm not. If I'm wrong even. So we'll do I can never remember how to do this. JavaScript for loop. I do Python too much now. It's destroyed my brain. Lat equals 0. I is less than h1 dot length. And then we'll do I++. And I still made a typo because it says, I swear, Python really does mean that, like, you come back to JavaScript, you're like, well, this is a struggle. We've got a pog in chat. Pogs are great. So for each one, for now, let's just do console.log. This is a H1. And we're also going to just, for the sake of I'm being interested, let's just console.log the contents of H1i. Just because I'm curious. I've never actually investigated that before. And so finding that out could be useful, and it's going to make it probably a bit easier. Because what we're going to then do is replace the content. We're going to make every single H1 be a H tag, first of all. And then once this works, we'll go and do something a bit different. So if I go here, if I go to my console, I refresh, and I run this. Oh, get elements by tag name is not defined. So that probably means I made a typo. Yes, I did. It's going to be document.getElements by tag name. Super easy to do. Cool. Let's install and reinstall again. You know, as is tradition, I'm actually going to pin this tab. Because if I don't, it's going to get incredibly annoying. You can apparently use a Magic Mouse on Linux. If you use it on Windows, sneak peek things become bleak. Yeah, I think I have once tried to use it on Windows because I really like Magic Mice. If I remember rightly, it was a terrible experience. And so, like, would I recommend it? No. But there's many things I have done which I wouldn't recommend, but I know you're going to do anyway. Such as, you know, trying to develop a Chrome extension live with no prep. And making that typo by putting documents. You should have all caught that. That's on you. You should have all told me, Jack, you're making big mistakes right now and it's on you to fix them. Cool. Well, it's INIT party music. Let's try it again. You know, this is a H1. Amazing. There is one H1 on our page. We have content. So then let's say h1.content. Well, that's not how you do it, is it? We're going to say, I think it's replace content of H1 JavaScript. Let's look how you do this. Thanks for the correction just then. Really, really appreciate it. Wait, there isn't any music? You can't hear the music? Huh. Okay, hang on. Let me fix this. Here you go. Here's your music. Boom. It was using the wrong mic input. You should be able to still hear me, and you should hear music now. I did not realize there was no music this entire time. I can hear it in my ears. Document, goddamn, an idea in a HTML. Okay, so we can say, in theory, I think... Ryan, you can't hear me anymore. I don't believe this. I do not believe Ryan saying you can't hear me anymore. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me anymore? VJ is saying is Ryan. Everyone, can we have an oof in chat for Ryan for being an oof? Okay, you're the worst. You're actually the worst. You are literally the worst. We'll set the inner HTML to be a poop emoji to celebrate Ryan. Let's use poop. So this is gonna change my name to poop unless I go on Ryan's website, Ryan's LinkedIn, which is obviously what I'm gonna do now. Ryan Swiftus, how dare you? Still can't believe it didn't have music on this entire time for you. That outburst screams elder sister. How do you know? I have two very annoying brothers and I have a little sister who I actually love. Okay, so let's refresh this page. And then we're gonna do what Ryan deserves. We're gonna change his name into a poop emoji. Perfect. This is what we want. Right now, it'll only apply to this single H1 on the entire thing, but we can now replace Ryan with a poop emoji, which is amazing, but there is a slight problem. Say we went to Dongle Boy's profile, and well, first of all, LinkedIn doesn't handle this very well, but that's fine. But we then ran this. Dongle Boy is also going to get replaced by a poop emoji. So you've all got the contents. Can I do it again? Of course I can turn Ryan into a poop emoji again. Here we go. Bazinga. I'll also go and commit this onto GitHub and push it up, so you will have it. For anyone who is attempting to follow along live, you're very brave if you are. We are going to need to use some regex here, though. And the big problem, is that right now, anyone can. So let's see. Regex generator. I'm going to presume if I Google regex Ryan Swift's name, that nothing is going to come up. But I will just check. No, it tells us how to do it in Swift. That's not what I'm trying to do. So let's JavaScript replace regex with variable. And so let's go and create a variable. Probably, I guess. We'll work this out in a second. So we go and create our regex. And I'm going to do this inside this function for now. But then I'll remove it from the function in a second. So we're going to say, Rico, I can't slow down. I've got so much to do. So we'll say let replace equals, and we'll come back to this in a second. And then let re equals new reg expression. So create a regular expression. And we want to use replace. I have no idea what this means. We'll come back to this actually, because I'm not convinced that is how I want to do this. But I do need to go and create a regular expression to match Ryan Swift's name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and select all of this. I'm going to throw it in here. I'll add a couple of instances of Ryan Swift actually. And I think just the word Ryan, because like poop emoji Swift I think is quite good. And I want to match the word Ryan. That's not how we do this in regex, is it? It's, we could literally match any word that has R-Y-A-N in, but that seems a bit mean. But I think, let's have a look. Regex, match specific word. Regex is terrible. Trying to do it live is awful, but it'd be like that sometimes. This is apparently how you can do this case insensitively, however you pronounce that word. Let's try this. Throw it in. We'll use the word Ryan. We'll pop it in. Error. This is not, it's not supported. Interesting. Interesting. JavaScript, regex, specific word. Nope. Sometimes you're just going to try different things, different Googles. This is interesting. Here we go. This looks like how we can do it. So, yeah, I think this is a good idea actually for case insensitivity. We'll try that in just a second. I'm actually just remember how to write a regex at all. I did want to do a university course on it. I was paying no attention because it was during my year abroad and I was more interested in traveling. Let's try this. That literally matched the word Ryan. Oh, sorry, it didn't match anything. No, that's not what we want. That space is not followed. Regex for matching specific words. I hate code. It's awful, isn't it? Like, try to understand. Regex words. How difficult can it be? There we go. So you write a group. So it's going to be Ryan. Amazing. That was so difficult. You know what? And I don't really care about it being case insensitive, whatever that word is. For now, I think it's absolutely fine if it's just case sensitive. Because if Ryan like spells his name with a lowercase, that means he made a mistake. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so let's regex value JavaScript. I am slowly losing my mind. It's okay. It's been a day. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes you accidentally, you know, ping the entirety of the MLH server. You know, let RE equals this. I know this isn't a terrible place to put it. We'll move it out in a second. Interestingly, you do it like that by the look of it. You don't put it in quotes. Can I have a G? I think I can have a G. I have no idea what the G does in regex, but let's leave it there anyway. Maybe it's happy. So this is our regex. And then how do we run a regex on a thing? Return string.replace. So we can say, ooh, how do we do this? I'm gonna write some terrible code for now. And then after I've written the terrible code, we'll go and make it less terrible. So we'll say let value equals h1i dot inner HTML. And then we'll say, wow, this is actually going to be discussed. Oh no, actually we can just do this. Equals. And we can go do matches. So we'll do h1i dot inner HTML. And we want to then replace. And then our regex. I have no idea what this means. How do you replace with? Let's just replace this with a poop emoji. Let's I don't think that will work. So look, string.replace JavaScript. How does this work? No document. I don't think we need a document. Yeah, document shouldn't be necessary because it's inside the loop, I think. String.replace JavaScript regex even. Oh, same web page apparently talks about regex. No, it doesn't. It's not very useful. But it seems if it's the same kind of format, this I think should work. It should replace instances of Ryans in H1s with a poop emoji. Let's have a go. See if it works. Slow and packed. I have no idea if it will. I'm curious to see if it will. And if it doesn't, we just cry. I'm about to cry, friends. So, oh wait, I didn't press the button, did I? Hang on. It works! Oh my god, it works! Everybody! We did it! Our Chrome extension replaces instances of Ryan in H1s with a poop. So he is now poop named Swift. I did it! Yes, Cole, I did it! Oh, this is like a Christmas miracle. Okay, so now we have replaced it with a poop emoji. There is another very important thing we need to do, and that is me accidentally click on MLH Slack, which might open on the screen you can see. Yes, it did, so let me just get that out of the way. Whoops. There we go. I do not want you to see in MLH Slack. We have very, very important secrets happening in there. So, this works. We got it done. Okay, few deep breaths, except the word Ryan is still here. You see the issue? We can still see Ryan's name here. This doesn't say poop. So, let's go and Google. Get elements by tag name. Multiple tags. I want to select multiple tags. It looks like I can't use it doing this, but you can use a query selector all. And that probably will work. I think it'll get me everything. Let's look, query selector all. I think we'll go and get every single one. Let's put my console. Inspect. Yeah, it's because we're only getting H1 elements right now. So we need to go and change that. And it looks like this will fix that. So let's refactor this to be document.querySelectorAll. And I want to like get literally everything. I want to be very thorough here. So I'm going to get your P's, your Lee's, your H1, your H2, your H3, your H4, your H5, and your H6. Also your spans. I think that should be all of the major ones we need to do to yeet Ryan. But let's find out. So let's go and remove it, re-add it. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of doing this, but whatever. Hey, apparently it worked in Django for VJ when he tried to do something similar. So I'm hopeful that this is the same. So, try running it. And there we go. You can see down there. Poop started working at Ryan Swift, started working at Major League Hacking 3 years ago. Poop created these things. Wow, I'm so mature. This is great. And so it works on LinkedIn. But of course, we also do want it to work on Twitter. And, oh, that's Twitch. Want it to work on Twitter. You know, Ryan indeed does have a Twitter account. And we have no evidence. You know, if I run this right now, well, will it work on Twitter? Let's find out. Oh, it will! Amazing! So we have created, oh, it also turns everything red still. Let's change that. But we have gone and created something which lets us go and yeet Ryan. Let's go and clean this up real quick. Right now it's not following many best practices. What we'll go and do is we'll say function is going to be poopify Ryan. We can get rid of his console.log. It's just kind of debugging. We can go and first of all define this regex outside of this. It's not really needed every time. Get rid of this console.log and this one as well. Clean it up a bit. And instead of it being H1, we'll just call it element because there can be multiple different elements. Rather than just H1s, it could be paragraphs. Yeet Ryan, you can make in your own Chrome extension. That is entirely up to you. And so here is our background.js. Let's load it in. Let's check it still works. It's important after you make changes to verify they still work. Also, Melody, if you're still around, you're welcome to come on stream. Let me know if you do want to come on stream, wherever you want. And it'd be awesome to have you. Melody is a design god. Is it possible to replace images? It is. I haven't tried yet, but we can try in a bit. So check. Oh no. Doesn't work. Are we getting an error in our console? Huh. This is why we refactor and then we check. I suspect it's because I did let. Would I need to use var because of things being not accessible? Question mark. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Always interesting when things break in this way. This is why it's really important to go and test your changes before you go and jump into kind of like moving on to the next thing. Because occasionally the world will crash and burn on you, as it just did for me. Okay, it's time to undo. Let's undo. Let's reevaluate what's going on here. So, first up, oh, I know what I've done. It's because this function is still a red on page. Jack, don't call me out like this. Wow. Yeah, it's because this is the problem. You need to go and call the right function. Super easy to forget to make a typo like that. The code is never even being run in the first place. Hopefully all our other changes work. It was just a silly typo from my part. So, let's give it a refresh. Try running our code again. He's not being poopified still. What is going on? So disappointing. Yeah, I wrote plenty of stuff on prod, don't worry. It happens. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. You know, at the end of the day, if you break something on prod, it's probably Ryan's fault, is what I've learned. I apparently didn't change the name of H1 variable to element, did I not? Thank you for catching that. I'm gonna just redo it all. Let's do this, let's do this. We'll remove this out of here. We don't want to do it every time. And this needs to be... My indentation does not want to work today. Sometimes it'd be like that. And we'll say... It will say element.length. Thank you, person, for catching that. We need to change it here as well. And here. And here. And I believe that is all instances of it using H1. I'm a little bit worried about let not being able to access it inside of it. I'm never sure how that works. I know there's a kind of weird gotcha to be aware of. So if it stops working, I'm going to kind of investigate that. But let's go back on LinkedIn. Let's try our beautiful code again. And there we go. Poop Swift works again. Okay. Poop Swift will reign supreme. Well, let's go and test on Twitter as well. You know, it's important that we test on many places. So twitter.com/, this is Ryan Swift. Ryan, if you're around, put something in chat. I'm curious to see if it works on your name in Twitch chat. I suspect it won't because it has like spaces and stuff, but we'll find out. We've given it access. Let's run it. Why is it? Oh, doesn't work on Twitter? Interesting. I wonder why. A little bit temperamental, isn't it? Interesting. What is this element? So it was working earlier. It's a span. Oh, I deleted spam by accident. See? Span, Lee, and div as well. You're going to be really careful when you're making changes and you're hitting undo. Sometimes things go wrong. So let's go and load this unpacked again. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, Ryan has put something in Twitch chat. I just realized I don't have Twitch chat open, so that's not going to work. So give me a second. I'll have to go and open it again. I'm just going to verify this is working. Yep, so that's Poop Swift. Try this one. Poop Swift. Okay, so let's go on twitch.tv/MLH. So make sure it's muted. Ryan? Mr. Ryanus, could you please say something? Okay, he said something in chat. He said testing. So, I've lost it. I broke it. Okay, there we go. So here is Ryan. Good morning, Rico, in India, by the way. It's awesome. I run it. Does it work or does it just not? Interesting. Okay, what is this? This is a span. It should work. It just doesn't. I wonder if it's because... Oh, it's because I'm only matching lowercase. Okay, so regex. Or let's just hard code it. I'm thinking if we head back onto that website, regex builder, regex open, I think. I think in theory, if I just throw like a Ryan Swift in here, make a Ryan Swift, I think I can do all that, right? Yeah, cool. So that's what we need to go and change our regex to. This is good music. I like it. So we'll say, wait. Ooh. Wrong character. There we go. Add the I tag. I don't have the I tag. Oh, good catch. I'll add the B tag as well. You shouldn't really use it anymore, but people do. This is our Swift. Wait. This is our Swift doesn't have Ryan in. Oh no. Okay, it's okay. What we'll do is we'll add a regex for the word Swift as well. We'll call it RE2 because that's what we call good programming practices. And what we'll do is we will replace Haj is not accessible here. So we'll just have to go and use a shark emoji instead, but that's okay. It'd be like that. Slowly crashing. Wait, I need to add an I. I'm fairly sure this regex will work, and if it doesn't, I'm blaming Ryan. I love how my VS code is lagging, but nothing else is. I really feel like that shows the quality for memory leaks in this product. Incredible. So, let's go and delete and try again. This is what we call, like, real debugging hours, right? It's, like, such a struggle. Yeah, Jack v code. Code is a struggle, you know? Sometimes you just need to go and replace coding with not coding. You know, that's what I told myself as a young child. Yes! It says this is Ryan Shark. It works. It works. It works. This is incredible. Okay. And it will admit as it's our shark, not poop emoji. Here we go. Wow, I didn't get the VS Code's pun. That is correct. I am so proud this incredibly immature creation of mine is currently creating itself. Let's go put the changes up on GitHub for all of you with a terrible commit message for anyone who is following along live. If you are following along live, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry that you are having to endure this, but you're going to get through this. Hello, Mr. Blahaj. How are you? Okay, so this is feeling good. This is feeling great. We have, like, successfully managed to go and make it so, you know, I feel like Mary deserves an emoji as well. What should Mary's be? I think Mary should be something nice. What are we feeling? And I think Mary should only match her full name, but I actually don't know how to only match full name, so I'm not going to do that because that feels like effort. And I think Mary's could be, it's going to be RE3 as we're continuing to follow best practices. A heart? Yeah, we could do a heart. Mary's like a very kind soul. I think Mary's could actually be a cat emoji. The reason I think it could be a cat emoji is because of Archie. And it can be like a cat, which is very, very like the heart eyes emoji. You know? Yeah, we've got people saying cat. Yeah, I agree. You know, because, you know, if you've not met Archie, you know, very, very cute cat. Very, very cute. So let's go and load it in. And let's see if on OHQ now. Got Mary's name. Can we replace it with his cat? So we'll go. There we go. Bazinga. It all replaced. Bilhaj is indeed sneaking into my stream. He's just behind me. We've also got Mr. Bilhaj in chat, which is incredibly exciting. So there we go. There we go. We did it, Reddit. We actually did it. Whew. That was a struggle. We've managed to create a Chrome extension. Followed some best practices. It's not all gone terribly wrong. Let's breathe. Okay, so I hopefully showed you how easy it was to go and create something. You know, this is a simple regex thing. It doesn't do a ton. But you can mess with this. You can go and add more things in. You can do whatever you want. Now, you want to be respectful for all of your time. Don't want to go too much longer. But before I forget to, let's go submit to dev post. You know, I want to earn points for my guild. I can find the links at hackp.ac/init. It's very, very important that we do. We're not going to wrap up yet. I just want to get this dev post submission done nice and early. Because if you don't submit early, you can forget to submit. So it's going to be create a browser extension. No, that's not how we submit to dev post, is it? Instead, we're going to go to the, I think it's day 7 dev post this is on. Let's look. Extension. Yeah, create a browser extension is indeed on today. So we're going to join this hackathon. I am currently working solo. Who told me? It was, wow. Well, Ryan Swift. Ryan, are you here? You spelled Major League Hacking wrong. How did you spell Major League Hacking wrong, Ryan? Ryan? Oof my ears. Everyone, can we have an oof in chat for Ryan? I indeed was, I was referred by, Major League Hacking. You didn't do it. This is a lie. You definitely did it. You definitely did it. I found out via their website. I did not make a dev post account for INIT. Where did I find out about INIT? Ryan made me do this. Okay. I am indeed 13 plus and not from North Korea, and I agree to these terms and conditions. Cool. Ryan, how could you do this? Let's go and create our project. Our project name is the best Chrome extension ever made, brackets, not presented by DigiKey. Is DevPost used to solo projects outside of hackathons? Yeah, you can actually just go and host your own projects on it, and so it can be like a portfolio for you. I tend to use Polywork nowadays, and I've got access, but it's a pretty cool thing. And then our elevator pitch is, why not? You know you want this in your life. Save and continue. Apparently this is too long. We'll just call it things more simple, like Chrome. Save and continue. Polywork is indeed fire. So my inspiration for this extension was, once upon a time, there was a young boy called Ryan Swift. The next day, he grew up to be an old man. He is now 50 years old. Rip in peace, Ryan. This extension is a homage. We'll just put hummus, close enough, right? To Ryan Swift and all that he has achieved in his life. Mainly being a meme. We're gonna get close. Rest in peace. It's close enough. It's close enough, friends. If you can't find a challenge, it might be hiding under the weekend challenges. Kentucky, we're currently submitting our browser extension we just made to dev post. Be fun. This is the definition of chaos. Ryan looks so happy. What it does, it replaces Ryan Swift, close enough, with a true representation of him. I hope it changes the world. And if it does not, I am sorry. How did we build it? Love, sweat, tears. Blahaj. Also Google and Stack Overflow and an outdated Medium article. Also, Ryan was our emotional support. Challenge user 9 and 2. I had to spend time debugging live on stream, and that is always stress. Accomplishments, I guess it works. What we learned, don't. And what is next for Chrome not presented by DigiKey? I am going to pass it off to Ryan Swift to enjoy. In fact, I think he should demo it in closing ceremony tomorrow. And also keep it forever. Wow, I'm being called out in chat. Is OpenShift easier than this? Wow, no, it's not. I just can't do anything. Wow. Wow. Built with love, sweat, tears, Ryan, Chrome, JavaScript. I guess I used StreamYard too. Try it out. Let's go and grab the Git repo. It's going to be on github.com. No, I can confirm that it is very much more difficult to use OpenShift than it is to try and live code a Chrome extension. I am just bad at live coding Chrome extensions. Ryan's Chrome extension is just here. That is the entirely wrong thing. Ryan's Chrome extension. Here we go. We'll go and throw this into our dev post submission as well, so people can go and have a look. Oh, and we need some project media. No problem. I can go and create. This is like real shade. And you know, let me just take a beautiful photo here. We'll line it up perfectly. And then we'll run our extension. It has broken the website, which is less ideal. Not quite sure why that's broken the website, but that's okay. That's fine. This is a feature, not bug. You know, we'll make sure we're giving an accurate representation of how it looks. So we'll just screenshot it like this. I personally think this is better because it means it covers Ryan's face. He may disagree. So let's go through this from here. Video demo link. Nah, not got one of them. Additional info, and this is really important. You got to say which challenge you're submitting for. In this case, I am submitting to the. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Create a browser extension challenge for the weekend. Gonna save and continue. I agree to dev post terms and conditions. I did agree to them. And Bazinga, here is our Chrome extension now on dev post. So I'm gonna send you my dev post submission. And I have just earned a point for Blahaj Gang. And you can earn points for your guild too. All you gotta go and do is submit. You know, if you look at the leaderboard, it's pretty tight up there. If you go to init.mlh.io/leaderboard, you know, I think anyone could be in first place. Anyone could take it still. You know, very, very, very tight run race up here. And if you go to the guild rankings all the way at the bottom, I think this really could go to anyone. Like, this is so close. And so whichever guild you're in, whether it's Blahad Gang, or Coders of Oak, or Codex Crypt, or Girls Who Hack, which is a really cool one, Eddie Herb, Hack-On, or even Ryan's Secret Guild, who only has one member because, you know, he didn't have any friends to hire for it. You know, you should go and join one and have some fun. And yeah, we've just gone and created a Chrome extension, friends. We did it. I don't know how, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, you know, we got through this a little bit late. You know, it started late. We're going to end a bit early because, you know, I know you have things to be doing with your guild this evening, and I want to give you that opportunity to go and meet your guild. It is the last evening of INIT, and so I really, really, really recommend you go and spend some quality time with your guild. Just go and chill, have dinner with them, have fun, and just have a good time because your guild mates are really, really awesome, and it's important that you do get to spend that time together. Will it work with gradients? You know what? You should try it and see if you can make it work with gradients. If it doesn't yet, you can make it work. I will come join you for chill if you want. VJ, send me the link in StreamYard chat again real quick. I'll open Twitch, or in Twitch chat, sorry. I always autocomplete to the wrong thing. I am going to go and like have to open this because you can't click on links in StreamYard because good UX. So VJ, it doesn't turn things red anymore. But if I type in oh, it doesn't say Ryan on here, does it? That's the problem. This is just an image. Yeah, this isn't going to turn it red, but, you know, if you changed it so it would, it probably would. You can code things however you want. And friends, we've got encoded a Chrome extension in an hour and a half. We did it. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. But I want an idea from you. You know, you should all have a go at this. Tell me in chat, what is your Chrome extension going to do? You got still time to complete this challenge. It's not due till 3 a.m. So what is your Chrome extension going to do? Let me know in Twitch chat right now, because I'm really, really curious. You're going to build something that does wondrous, amazing things that change the world. It goes and solves world hunger. You know, there's a really cool Chrome extension we saw on a knit party the other day. And what it did is it helped people with color blindness see the colors on our website. That was really cool. VJ is going to try and make a Chrome extension that does sentiment analysis. That sounds like it's a challenge, but I think you could do it. I'm very excited to see how that goes. I personally think you should all create Chrome extensions to go and help Ryan. You know, not a challenge, but you're gonna make one to automate your blog. That would be really, really cool. Yeah, so keep developing. You know, INIT is not over yet. Let's have a look at the schedule, see what's coming up next. Because we're at the last couple of streams now, which is really, really sad, but it's okay. Because, you know, there's going to be local heart day build in no time. No, learn in no time. So today's rest of the day is at 9 p.m. Eastern. So in about an hour, so you got an hour break. It's going to be explore a new language. And it's going to be with Hannah, which is amazing. We love Hannah. She's amazing. She's going to be exploring a new language. She's been telling me some of the things she's going to be looking at, and it sounded really cool. Tomorrow morning, you've got design a outfit for the new season mascot. And then finally at 12 p.m. Eastern, they have got the closing ceremony. It's going to be really cool. And all you can say is, oh, this has been a meaning blast. I really enjoyed it too. Blumen says, I'm really happy that I just built the Chrome extension alongside me. Well done for following along. It's your first program project at INIT. We'll have a couple more. You still have time. If you're not already joined a guild, go join one as well. You know, it's really, really fun. And it's been great. Remember, local Hack Day, Learn, Build, and Share have a very, very similar kind of format as well. So I recommend having got one of them if you've not as well. Because, you know, they're going to be super, super fun. And friends, that's it. It's time for me to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for being patient with me while I tried to debug live. Thank you for being patient with me that I had to start late. You know, something what happened. And, you know, people have life. And I hope you have a rest of your day. I'll leave you with the music for one of the last times, I guess. And, you know, the music which Ryan refuses to use. I should go and build an extension to not use Streetcar. Lol. And have a great one, friends. You're awesome. And I really appreciate you coming along. So enjoy the music which Ryan Swift refuses to use on his streams. When I can find it. There we go. See you in a bit, friends.